What's going on, Guardians? Your boy Sly here, back at it with another Destiny 2 video for you. So, the European Dead Zone preview embargo has just lifted, and wow, that would have been effing wonderful to know yesterday. I want to go everything that's been taking place within the EDZ. I mean, we have NPCs, armors, exotic, public events, VIPs, the works. It's going to be awesome. So strap yourselves in, guys, because there is a lot to talk about. And this just, once again, further cements my stance that D2 is going to be one hell of a game. So first of all, let's take a look at this map, y'all. Absolutely huge, and just like the rest of the destinations, they are so big that there are multiple patrol zones within each one. Like, you know, we're in D1, you had to drop down into a patrol zone, you had only one way in from that single entry point. Well, here there are going to be 3, as well as Nessus. Now, not sure about the others since we haven't seen gameplay from Titan or Io just yet, but I'm willing to bet that they will all be the same. And that's one thing I am excited for most in Destiny 2. Well, besides the raid, of course, but a new open world. New patrol areas, secret tunnels, chests, bosses. I mean, you could spend days just roaming around the EDZ. And that doesn't take into account the campaign, or the strikes, Crucible, or even the other places to look at. September is going to be effing awesome, guys. Anyways, let's start by checking out this area. So, we start off within a new central area of the European Dead Zone, known as Trostland. We see a public event take place, and there are actually different kind of public events this time around. There are some that you can activate simply by walking up to a flag post like you see here. It says rally the flag. You can click on that, and then it will suddenly start up. Or there are others that will slowly count down, and you can travel to it as they start. Also, there are normal public events and then heroic public events. Now, I'm not quite sure how to trigger those yet, but you can be damn well sure I'll have a video up about it as soon as we find out. Now, this public event you see in front of you is nothing really all that special. It's pretty similar to the Glimmer Grab the Fallen do within the Cosmodrome, but the thing I liked most was the interaction by the Cabal support ships. You actually get missiles dropping on your face as you try to complete these events. They have this World of Warcraft-like mechanic to them where AoE markers pop up and then warn you of an incoming attack. Something completely new, and I would pay attention to these kind of things, guys, because within the open world, missions, activities, you'll find clues on how to beat the raid. Something tells me that we will see much more area of effect damage and indicators going forward. All the raids in other games use those type of indicators, but so far Destiny has strayed away from them. And I think with the Cabal raid in sight, fire and missiles, AoE effects, I think they're going to be plentiful. So keep that in mind. Alright, so as you move on, you'll notice these green triangles that keep dropping all over the place. These are called EDZ tokens. Now, these tokens are a new type of currency to get used to. I'll show you where to use them in just a second, but there are multiple ways to get your hands on these. Through activities in the open world like VIP bosses, public events, and chests, which leads me to my next point. Have you guys ever wondered what those other markings are on the open world maps? Now, we know the rainbow looking one suggests that there's a lost sector nearby, but what about those cross looking things? A new type of golden chest is coming back with D2, and they are called regional chests. You see that marking there? Matches up perfectly. So, along with finding lost sectors out in the open world, these markings show chests you have to go out and find. And as you can see, there is a ton of them. Also, public events and open world events reward you differently this time around. Now, usually after the event would end, like in Destiny 1, they would just automatically drop rewards within your inventory. Now, however, a big old loot chest just smacks down right in the middle of you guys, and all of you and your friends can get to dig into it. They usually contain glimmer, loot, and of course those EDZ tokens. So now, let's get to where you're going to be spending these things. Within this new town, Stromsburg, whatever it was called, there's a new NPC called Devrim K. Now, what's unique about this is that we are a long way away from the farm. Having an NPC out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by enemies, that's a huge leap from what we are used to in Destiny 1. Now, this is an absolutely great move in my opinion. Bungie has talked about giving, the players more ways to get loot and easier ways to rank up factions, and here's how that works. Those tokens you collected from activities can be spent here with Devrim K. You turn them in for reputation, kind of like how you can turn in Wormspore to Eris Morn. These, in turn, increase your rep, and once you max out your rep, a reward will end up dropping. There are also these new planetary materials that you can turn into Devrim K for reputation called Dusklight Shards. But I noticed something else. In the video from yesterday, it shows us turning in these Dusklight Shards. But in the new Bungie trailer, it shows them turning in dusk-like crystals, which is blue instead of the common white color. So, could there be a legendary version of these as well that like rank you up super quick? I don't know, but it seems likely. At least we know for sure there are 2 different varieties. And the last thing to take note of, guys, the Glimmer cap. Take a look at the very top, y'all. 50,000 in Glimmer. And that's not even hitting max capacity yet, because if 50k was, max capacity, it would be an even 50k, and here it isn't. So I'm willing to bet that we're going to see 75, maybe even 100k in Glimmer. That's a huge difference from what we had in Destiny 1. Anyways, as we move on, we see a couple of new adventures scattered around the area, and on top of that, each destination offers up a couple of different challenges. As you can see here in the video, there are a list of things to complete while you have your boots on the ground. Now these drop extra rewards separately from what you earn within a set activity. Alright, so next up, let's talk about some new weapons and armor. First, how about this awesome Hake submachine gun? The Bungie EDZ preview video shows a Titan running about just simply like destroying everyone without even ADSing. That just shows you the accuracy of a mouse setup, but it seems pretty powerful by itself and an absolute blast to use. We also see the new exotic from the launch trailer a few days ago, and turns out I was wrong thinking that it was a fusion rifle because it looks to be a pulse rifle. You can see the set of 3 projectiles coming out of it. It's an incredibly stable platform and fires pretty quickly. However, I am failing to see any kind of triggering talent or perk that would make this an exotic weapon, besides, the look itself. Hopefully we'll know more about that later, but it definitely shows off what will be a pretty unique weapon. Now there are a few other things to show off within this video, like the Scathlock type sniper rifle with the red shader, super stable, decent rate of fire, but we've seen stuff like that before, so it's not that big of a deal. However, it looks like it will be a favorite right off the bat. But one of the biggest things that grabbed my attention was this right here, something that I even missed yesterday. Look at those arms, guys. Do you see that? Now this right here is the ultimate proof that old exotics are indeed coming back to Destiny 2, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. I think I'm kind of freaked out by it. I really don't want old exotics back. Now even though the Bones of AO would be great to have, but that means that's all I'll ever use again. Stuck wearing the same boots for like 4 years in a row because they are just that good. It would be better to leave everything behind and start, 100% completely fresh as fresh can be. But that's just my opinion anyway, so all opinions are valid, mine is just one of the many. But all the other evidence was pretty speculative and obscure. But right here, guys, this just shows you that old shit is most definitely making a comeback. Now, maybe they'll be completely changed, we don't know that for sure, but I'm hoping that they will be. I think it'll be awesome if they came back as like a green or a blue, right? And it kind of makes sense too. Imagine like, a whole pile of exotic armor just getting destroyed in the tower. These scavengers come by and like old scrap armor from the wreckage, now they're just, there for show instead of actually being useful. And like, how sweet would that be? I think I could get behind that though. Alright, well, besides a bunch of different scenic views and an absolute ass ton of adventures to chase, that's about all it really showed. A few patrol missions, but they're, pretty much the same as we had in D1. Just fetch quests, grab this, grab that, return it, and you're done. Now, we're going to be spending many, many hours within patrol zones, and that's something I am really excited for. Seeing an active open world is a good part of any healthy multiplayer MMO-like game, so this is a great thing for Bungie to invest in as well. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. Game Informer just published 90 minutes of gameplay within the European Dead Zone. So if that doesn't give you a taste of what it's like, then nothing will. Definitely check that out too. I'll try to link it down below so you can take a look. It's actually pretty good. But that's it for me, y'all. As always, thank you all so much for watching and for supporting the channel. If you're new to Sly Nation, help me get this channel off its ass by subscribing for more D2 content and by spanking the thumbs up if you enjoyed it and commenting down below. Any of those, especially sharing on Twitter or Facebook, goes a very, very long way in helping me out, but none of that is necessary. Completely up to you. Take care, ladies and gents, and as always, feel free to check me out on Twitter or Facebook. Sly Nation, Sly Nation Gaming. It's the best place to stay up to date on everything Destiny related, as well as new videos coming out of my channel. See you, peeps, and keep those eyes open for more D2 content in the very, very near future. But until then, this is your boy Sly, and I'll catch you all next time.